everyone. I'm here today to tell you why I love to travel to New York and why I feel like New York is one of the most exciting cities in the world, especially for a girl's trip or a guy's trip. The legendary actress Myrna Loy once said, "If you're bored in New York, it's your own fault." Now I'm going to tell you about some of the awesome museums that you can go to. The Metropolitan Museum of Art, according to Photos.com, is the largest art museum in the United States. It runs along the east side of Central Park in Manhattan's Museum Mall. Some of the artwork there, some of the paintings, are done by artists such as Renoir, Rembrandt, Van Gogh, Matisse, and Monet. The next one I'm going to tell you about is the Guggenheim. If you're into contemporary and modern art, the Guggenheim is the place for you. Now I'm going to tell you about the American Museum of Natural History. If you've ever seen the Night at the Museum series, this is where the first movie took place. It is a delightful movie. If you're into pop culture and celebrities, you will probably love Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. Madame Tussauds Wax Museum's characters are so lifelike, it's very creepy, but you can get your pictures made with them and fool your friends into thinking you actually met Jennifer Aniston. According to Madame Tussauds WaxMuseum.com, some of the celebrities you can see are Morgan Freeman, Sofia Vergara, Jennifer Lopez, Marilyn Monroe, and Jimmy Fallon. Now I'm going to tell you about some of the iconic landmarks in New York City. The first one I'm going to tell you about the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty is best seen, in my opinion, from the Staten Island Ferry. You'll waste a lot of time if you take the Statue of Liberty ferry over, because it's a long wait, and it's a long wait to go up in the statue. So I recommend taking the Staten Island Ferry, which is free. The next landmark I'm going to tell you about is the Empire State Building. According to About.com, or according to NYCTourist.com, the Empire State Building has been in 90 movies. And according to About.com, the architecture is Art Deco. The 86th floor opens up at 8 o'clock in the morning and it stays up until 2 a.m. I recommend the night view. Next, I'm going to tell you about Times Square. Everyone will recognize Times Square. It is where the huge New Year's celebration is held every New Year's Eve. 1 million people gather in the streets to watch the ball drop. Next, I'm going to tell you about the 9/11 Memorial. The 9/11 Memorial commemorates all the people who died during the terrorist attacks September 11, 2001, and also the World Trade Center attacks in 1993 where 6 people died. There's a wall where all the names of the victims of all these terrorist attacks are inscribed, even the ones that died at the Pentagon and in Pennsylvania. Now I'm going to tell you about St. Patrick's Cathedral. According to their website, stpatrickscathedral.org, the architecture is neo-Gothic. It is a beautiful church located in Midtown Manhattan, right across from Rockefeller Center. It's the seat of the New York Roman Catholic Archdiocese. Next, I'm going to tell you about Central Park. Central Park is a green oasis surrounded by concrete and steel. My favorite area of Central Park is Strawberry Fields, where John Lennon is commemorated. Free concerts in the summertime, according to Photos.com. Next, I'm going to tell you about some of the restaurants and clubs. One of my favorite restaurants to go to is a Mexican-American restaurant called Agave. You can go there for brunch, and it's called a bottomless brunch, and that's related more to the drinks than it is to the food. You get an egg dish, and then you have as much as you want to drink of Bloody Marys, mimosas, or margaritas. This lasts from 8 in the morning until 4. You can also, before a show, go to Chez Josephine's. This was founded by Josephine Baker's son, and it's a delicious French restaurant. If you don't know who Josephine Baker is, or was, she was a jazz singer in the early 20th century. And also, the Blue Note Club in Greenwich Village is a great place to see jazz. Ray Charles and Sarah Vaughan have performed there. The later artists that have performed there are Wynton Marsalis and Chris Botti. Now we're going to talk about Broadway and the theater district. Broadway is known as the Great White Way. This name was coined in 1902 because of the bright lights of the marquees that light up the theater district. And I posted some quotes. But this is the end of my presentation, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I've told you about why I think New York is one of the most exciting cities in the world. I've told you about the museums, the landmarks, restaurants, and Broadway. There's a lot of nightlife. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you can manage to get there someday. Thank you very much.